Hello and welcome to Sobrix. I'm Adam and this is Sobrix. This is my channel for reviewing Lego sets and building them and other Lego related stuff. In this video, I'm going to be taking a look at the Lego Ninjago Cole's Earth Dragon EVO or EVO. This is set number 71782. It has 285 pieces and I paid $28 for this set. Now this set retails for $35, so 20% off would bring it down $7, which brings us to $28. I wasn't interested in this set at $35 for less than 300 pieces, but for $28 for 285 pieces seemed a little bit more interesting. It's been a while since I've done a Ninjago set or a Ninjago Dragon, a little bit of time since I've done one of these. It's a smaller one. Looked like it had a nice dragon head piece here that I wanted to take a look at, and so I decided to pick it up. Now, in this video, I'm going to open this up, I'm going to put this together, and then I'm going to share my thoughts on it. So while I build, I will speed the video up, and then I'll slow it back down to review this set. So, until then, enjoy! Okay, so while we look at the build for this Lego Ninjago Cole's Earth Dragon EVO set, just wanted to say thank you for watching, and then to remind you that if you haven't already, maybe consider subscribing to my channel or leaving the video a like. That stuff really helps a lot, so click that thumbs up, click that subscribe button. It means a lot to me, so thank you very much. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers, so hopefully we can keep growing this channel. I really appreciate it, and thank you very much. And now we can go back to the rest of the build for this Lego Ninjago Cole's Earth Dragon EVO set, and then on to my review for this set. Okay, so there we have the Lego Ninjago Cole's Earth Dragon EVO set. This is pretty interesting. Like I said, it's been a little while since I've done some Ninjago. I really liked a lot of the Dragon Rising stuff, and going back to some other Ninjago stuff I really enjoyed. I did the Ninjago City Gardens, might have been the last Ninjago set I did, which is a whole other thing because it's a totally different style of set. But this is pretty interesting. I do have some thoughts about it, but the first thing we'll take a look at is the minifigures, because you do get a couple. So the first one here is Cole, and they are wielding this brick-built kind of hammer here, which is nice. A little bit of gold and that gunmetal kind of hilt piece there. So I'll pop that off, and we can see they have their dual molded headpiece here, the older kind of style one, not the one that is the Dragon Rising one. Mismatched arms for the colors, nice printing for the torso, Cole's little emblem down here, printing on the midsection, printing on the legs. If we look to the back, there is printing there, but I will pop off the katana and the back accessory so we can see that. And we do get alternate faces here, so a little angrier one and a little more content one or smirky one, and then we can see the emblem on the back of the torso as well. So good to get that. I think I've gotten this figure in other sets from whatever wave this released alongside, so not a terribly unique one, but it's a good quality one. You also get this like bone warrior. I can't remember exactly what it's called. I have several of these too. They don't always have the same prints, sometimes they do, but this one's really great. It does have the kind of bone accessory. You do get a whole bunch of those because those come pre-packaged. It does have the nice kind of red hat that's like a Master Wu hat, I believe. Really good face printing, even though it should probably be whiter or not as like see-through there. They have a little kind of mustache piece that goes around the neck. Really good detailed printing for the torso, lots of different chains and different stuff. Nothing on the arms. Do have printing on the midsection, do have printing on the legs, including the feet. Looking at the back, the same kind of chain mail looking motif is at the back, so that's really, really nice. This is a good figure. There is a little bit of a side build here, which is kind of like a spider scorpion little thing with all these little legs or whatever here. This bone person can be positioned on there and can be studded down, and this can kind of walk and be its own thing for what I'm assuming is like the antagonist of this set. So that's really interesting. And actually I'm going to do something here, so I'm going to move these all over one, and that's just so they can square up with the studs that are on there. So if I do that, pop this back on, now they can sit or stand on there and be square with kind of whatever way this might be walking. So that's really interesting. And then the rest of the set is this Earth Dragon EVO. So the thing with the EVO sets is there's kind of like a whole thing about like evolving them, so as maybe play or in the show or something happens to change them up. And I'm gonna have to refer back to the instructions, so I make sure to show this pre-Evo and post-Evo. Right now it's post. This is like the fully evolved version. I think this is the version that would largely be on the box cover art. But the back of the box shows kind of a different version here. But just looking at this right here, we have a really nice headpiece here, kind of a unique one I haven't seen exactly, which is nice. Good printing on there, good molding. The bottom jaw is pretty common, I think. Nice gold accents for the ears. A lot of the Evo stuff has gold. Overall color scheme of this is really good. Feels very earthy, very dark, which is nice. There are a couple stickers on this dragon, so sticker sheets right here, so 4 stickers. One over here on this piece, over here on this piece, same on this Nexonite shield, and over here on this one. So that's good. We have these little horn pieces all around. We do have a spot for Cole to sit, so they can be studded down on kind of that saddle there. The head really doesn't have articulation, but the mouth can open up. Can't really go left or right. The horns could maybe move. The front leg, we have a joint up here and a little bit of a joint down there. So these legs can be moved a little bit, not a ton. The wings can also be positioned. If we go to the back, we have kind of a ratchet hinge back there and a little ball joint back here. So those can move. And then we have the tail there, which can be spun around. So that's really good. Now let me go get this into the non-Evo form, because I thought this was really interesting and I didn't really like it at first. I'm going to refer to the instruction booklet just so we can see here. So I believe when it's not evolved, it does not have wings, it does not have horns, it does not have a saddle. Maybe it has a tail, maybe not. Is this no tail? Maybe no tail. So we'll do it like that. And then, actually, this whole bit comes off, and this whole bit is like that. So I think that is the whole thing, and it's not Evo form. And then as you can see, the instructions as you build do show you how to transform this. So when it's like this way, very different feel, just a totally different looking thing. Shorter, stubbier, a lot more front loaded, still kind of cool looking. It reminds me in like How to Train Your Dragon, there's sometimes some very odd shaped dragons that might have like a really big front and shoulder and head and a really small backside and back legs, and this feels like that. So that's okay. I thought this was kind of comically small and weird at first, so that's interesting. That when it showed like taking apart the hind legs from the kind of chest area, shoulder area and building up like a middle part. I was kind of surprised by that because that was a pretty involved kind of Evo thing for me. I felt like a lot of times Evo stuff, you just kind of like tack things on afterwards, and there is elements of that here, but there's also more to it. So this is the base thing. We can kind of get a better look. Now these are closer together there. Still have all these like spikes, which are nice, and the claws here. Colors still work really well. You get a better look maybe at the production work for the head. Has a bit of an underbite or an overbite there, depending on how this wants to be, and I like that. I think the head is actually pretty nice. We do have a hole back here at the end, which is a little bit so-so, and there's not a ton of articulation for this, but it does feel very like sturdy on the ground, which is nice. And there you can get it in some positions, and you could probably raise up a hand depending on how you do this, and or an arm or something, which is okay. So it can maybe get into swiping motion there. These kind of things can be kind of flared out or in different positions, which is nice. And now I'll go back into the EVO form here. So first thing I would do is pop off this rear, and there's just a couple Technic pins here and a receiving end there. So pop that on, goes on there, a couple pins here, receiving end here. So it does it like that. There's a couple clips on that new additional midsection there, which is where this whole like saddle construction or saddle thing comes together. So that can be clipped on like so. We can add the tail here, which is just a Technic pin there, and then we have some other stuff, a ball joint, mixel joint at the back, so that can be popped in like that. Towards the side of the head, we have a couple Technic axle bricks there, so these horns can be attached, and then the wings attach on the clips on the side. And this is a pretty different dragon now, much more substantial, much more imposing. I like it a lot better. I think these wings might be upside down now. This is way cooler. It's way more fun. It's way more interesting, and it's just feels a lot better for what I paid. This feels pretty cool. I like that Cole can be on it now, which is very nice. And it kind of does feel like there's two kind of distinct kind of dragons here that use a lot of the same stuff, but they're pretty different. There's actually a lot of extra stuff for the EVO there, which is interesting. I don't love this back here that we can see that Technic piece there so clearly, and potentially there's ways to maybe hide it a little bit, but not great. So that's where the neck area is a little bit lackluster. It's so thin and weird and makes like the whole head feel kind of not great. So that's not perfect as far as complaints go. That could be better, especially because this isn't gonna articulate at all anyway. So what I've loved to have this kind of filled in a little more around the neck area. Other than that, it's pretty good. I think the base version is, a little bit boring, but this is pretty cool. So good to see that, and I think this is pretty fun here. I'll show the extra pieces. Like I said, you get extras of all these bone accessories here because those come pre-packaged, and then I'll show the rest of them, including another extra kind of minifigure accessory for the bone guy with the little beard teeth thing, little bar, gold hilt, some barb elements, and then stud, plate, tile, slope there. So those are your extra pieces. And this set is 285 pieces, 2 minifigures, kind of a little side build, doesn't add a ton, little brick build stuff. So 285 pieces, 2 minifigures. It retails for $35. I paid $28, which is 20% off. $28 for 285 pieces makes a lot more sense for the 10-cent per piece thing, but that's not gospel. I don't only go by that. $35 felt a little too much for me for this set, but for $28, it felt a little bit better, and I actually think that's not a bad price. Of course, $25 would be better, but this feels pretty good when it's all like this. When it's not in the EVO form, a lot of the pieces are left off, and so that's you know, a lot of extra pieces that are just kind of not there. But when it's fully assembled in its EVO form and everything's used, then it feels and looks pretty good. It's got some good size to it, got some good visual weight, and feels nice to hold, nice to play with. I think it does still feel like a little narrow back here. Don't love the stuff up here around the neck area there, how you can see those like dark bluish gray pieces, but it's still pretty cool looking. I really like it, like from this angle, kind of head on. The head's really low and the mouth can be kind of opened up there, and I think that looks pretty awesome actually, and I think like these little touches are really nice as well. So that's pretty good. It's not the best Ninjago dragon I've built, but for like this scale, it's pretty good. You know, there was that like heat wave lava transforming one that came out for Dragon's Rising, and that one was okay. That one had a really kind of weird transformation thing. I think that one's probably better than this. That one has more pieces. That one's also more expensive. So at the price point, yeah, 35, not great. I think 28 is all right. I was certainly happy to pay that there, and I feel like I got my money's worth. I do like these Ninjago dragons, and this was really interesting. I was very really kind of like whoa when the main base form was completed, and then we moved on to the EVO stuff, and then it was a pleasant surprise once it all came together. So I like that. Fine minifigures, if pretty common, but that's okay. So yeah, I think the value's so. I think I paid a fine price for it, and I was perfectly happy with that. So nice, not perfect, but pretty good. I like it. So let me know what you think about this this set in the comments below, or what your favorite Ninjago dragon is, or maybe some other Ninjago sets that I should look at in the future. I'm excited to read those, and I like reading the comments there. And that's it for this video. So if you like this video, please consider clicking the thumbs up and giving it a like. And if you like my other videos, maybe consider subscribing to my channel so you can stay up to date on all the LEGO videos I'll be doing here in the future, including more LEGO Ninjago, more dragons, and then just tons of other Lego sets from all different themes, all different shapes, sizes, price points, and piece counts, tons of different stuff. So subscribe so you don't miss it. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. I would love to get there. So far we've passed 500 at least as far as recording this, so that's really exciting for me, and hopefully we can keep growing. So thank you everybody who subscribes. I appreciate it, and hopefully we can get to the next milestone. And if you want to support this channel, you can do that right here through YouTube with memberships and supers, and I also still have the Patreon. It's in the description and on my channel page, patreon.com/sobricks. You can get exclusive videos there, like for some of the bigger sets that I'm doing, including I just started building the Rivendell set, which is pretty exciting. That'll probably be an exclusive one when I finish building it and make the video for it. But every little bit helps, so if you feel like supporting me, it is appreciated. But also I just am super grateful for everybody who likes and comments and subscribes, or even just watches. It means a lot to me, so thank you very much. And with all that said, until next time, thanks. Bye.